I'm sorry, I'm a little bit late, man. I was trying to find something to put on. I couldn't find anything, so I just grabbed this, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't really find anything to wear this morning, so I thought I'd just grab this and put this on. Man, short on gear. So good morning, good morning, everybody. Everyone. Miss Wiggins, great morning. Miss Sampson, great morning. Spencer, great morning. we leading the worst division ever. That's all right. Good morning, Mr. Tate. I couldn't find nothing to put on, Miss Dara, so I just threw this on. I was looking for something to put on. Like, there was this. So I just put this on. I mean, it doesn't really, you know. Good morning, Miss Wallace. Miss Austin. Mr. Lee. Miss Graham. You know what, Miss Graham? I was listening to you this morning, and I saw your photo. I'm like, I would have never put your face with your voice. Never. Unless that's a younger picture, your voice is much more mature. I was thinking, I would have never put that voice with your photo. But good morning, Miss Scott. Good morning, Miss Davis. Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, Miss Mullins. Good morning, everyone. See who else is on here. Miss Coleman, the sad song, and Miss Monet. I think Miss Monet was the first one on here. See, I got a little message here. Who's sending me a message? Oh, that's a recent photo? Wow. Okay. You know how y'all do it out here on social media. You put a picture, you put a photo out there, then you see him in person. I had a partner drive 40 minutes to somebody he met on a dating site. And when he got there, he knocked on the door and asked for her. She said, "That's me." He turned around, got in the car, and drove. Y'all got to stop that, man. All them filters and leaving 20-year-old pictures up there. And you can't do people like that. It's just not right. Okay, Miss Dara. I believe Miss Dara. I believe you, Miss Graham. I know. I believe you, Miss Graham. I think I had to talk to Mr. Rogers about that. He was having a picture up there when he was at FAMU. Like, come on, Mr. Rogers. Take that FAMU graduation photo down. He got a new one now with a real fly suit on, man. That's a nice suit you had on that photo, Mr. Rogers. Boy, I'm glad you took down that FAMU shot. All right, let me get started. I got a couple of things I want to talk about. First of all, I want to apologize to you guys about the t-shirts because the holidays came up, and then it's just people just lose it on the holidays. They don't do nothing. And I'm like, we used to train all the time that when you're in business is 24/7. You don't just, you sometimes you close your doors, but you don't. I used to always say, this is before COVID. I was always say, I'm like Walmart. Walmart open, I'm open. Because if Walmart, billion-dollar industry, well, I can't be open. Call me if I'm asleep, I ain't picking up the phone. But if I'm not asleep, I mean, that's why I tell people, don't feel bad about calling me. They worry about you going to mess your family or what. No. My business takes care of everything. If I didn't make money in my business, it wouldn't be a family. It wouldn't be nothing. I couldn't take care of anybody. So I had to take that serious. You got to take your business serious. And so everybody's shut down. I mean, my t-shirt guy just disappeared. Oh, he gonna hear from me today because I'm going to see him. But I'm like, is it that serious that you got to kick back and don't do nothing? Because I can promise you the winners, they still work through. You can hang with your family and still answer you. I had a lady I sent something to, and I said, "You get it?" She said, "Well, I ain't even checked because I've been with my family." I said, "Yeah, we got a big family." Okay. Well, I'm sure you all don't operate like that because you are the 5%ers. I think I'm gonna add that to the private club title, the 5%ers private club, because we did the math. 300 people in the BYOB connection. 5% of that is 15. We got 20 on the day. Wow. But I want to apologize for that. As soon as I get on top of him, what they say about that? What's the pause? As soon as I get with him and make sure that he work on these t-shirts, then I'll let you know what's happening. But Miss Austin has another special gift that I'm sending to her. Miss Austin was the victor, right? It's been a minute, so I'm not making sure. Oh, another thing too, waiting on y'all to respond. Ms. Dyer, why do I have an inferior product? Why can't I open the lines and let them speak? I heard Ms. Graham this morning. She hoping. I'm sitting there thinking like, I heard it before. I'm thinking, do I have that control to do that? Can we open the lines and let y'all speak? Oh, I got to wait on y'all to put some in the chat. Why do I'm teaching too. I want people to learn also, just like on the other, they want to learn too. I can bring them up. Oh, no, I'm talking about the voice like Ms. Graham does. Boy, you tell me I can do that. It's inferior if I can't. It's inferior. I got one of these bootleg products. Tell me, but if you tell me maybe they don't cut their camera on. Mr. Rogers just said different platform, an inferior platform. I do not have what Ms. Graham had. Good morning, Ms. Fredericks. You came on just in time. I'm doing my rant. I do not have what Ms. Graham had. It's an inferior product. I'm teaching too. I want people to learn too. All right, done with that. I got a question for you. And this is what I thought about this morning before I get started. What does the best, oh, you've been on the whole time. What was the good morning for to interrupt my rant? Okay. Look at Ms. Dyer, and we're going to test it today. Then if it don't work, she's going to say, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know. You trying to redirect your focus. No, my rant had started. You couldn't interrupt my rant. So Mr. Rogers said it works. Well, somebody open their microphone right now and say something. Where's your microphone? Give me an opening for him, Mr. Rogers. Or they just can't open it. Ms. Graham says she can't see her, so how they open it? I have to invite them? Ms. Graham don't invite people. I see that microphone right there on mine. I just click that microphone if I want to talk. Do the 3 dots by the name. Okay. I don't see 3 dots by the name. Boy, if I get this, y'all gonna be in trouble. All this, because I believe some of y'all just come on and speak and then go back to sleep. I believe some of y'all come on here, great morning, and then you go back and disappear. Let me see. I see 3 dots up top. I don't see 3 dots by their name. Yeah, buddy, I'm about to get y'all. Y'all come on here and great morning. Hi. You can go back to sleep. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna do that afterwards. I'll work with that later. But I had to do my rant. So this morning I'm sitting there thinking, Miss Graham is calling them out. She even said one time, don't have me call no names, and then somebody jumped on and see. Don't have me call y'all out on here now. See, all this waiting on y'all to, answer in the chat is taking too long. You said, now I'd be up. I take my kids to school at 6:45, so we all listen. Okay, tell your kids I say hello. What's their names? Tell them I say hello. Let's see here, what does it say down here? Something just popped up. Not gonna do it. What does the best athletes do? And this is something that I have to admit to myself as I was watching this morning, Ms. Graham, and listening to everything, and also talking to Ms. Dyer the other day, and Ms. Fredericks and Mr. Lau. See, now, let me tell you something. Mr. Lau and Ms. Fredericks put me on the spot. I didn't come to BYOB to actually learn the trading, because I didn't believe people could trade, and I didn't believe so I was like, nah. But when Mr. Rogers talked to me about doing the personal development, I'm like, that's my baby. I can do that. That's what I do. I can do it in my sleep. You ever see those posts on social media that say, what can you talk about for 30 minutes nonstop? This hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. We can do a doggone, what do you call that? But see, we got to have cameras or something. I don't trust y'all. Hey, what do you call it? What we did one Saturday in Atlanta, we had a meeting that morning, 10 o'clock to 11. We did a training. At 2 o'clock, the training was over. We went to eat. We went and ate. This was at the Galleria too, at the Renaissance in Atlanta on Carl Parkway. We went and ate, and we came back at 3:30. And guess what we did? We trained from 3:30 to like 1 o'clock that morning. We was rotating speakers. Everybody was coming up. Some people passing out. Some people coming, waking back up. But what do you call a marathon? We did a marathon. That was a marathon training. See, I could do that here, but I just don't trust y'all unless I can call you out, because after about 3 hours, I want to have a microphone say, Miss Dyer, need you to answer this for me. And if Miss Dyer then dipped out, Mr. Tate, I need you. See, I need to have that so we could document who dipped and who wanted to be a part of the marathon. Y'all marathon movies, you do that all the time. Christmas holidays, y'all sit there and watch 5 or 6. Man, I remember back in the day, as a kid, we used to go to the movie theater on Sunday and watch the 5 black movies. Blackula, Black Mama, White Mama. It was 5. Shaft, 3 the Hard Way. I mean, it was like we'd be there all day watching them black exploitation movies. Fred Williamson running down the alley, tracking somebody down with some he got platform shoes on like this. He running down a car in the alley. And we in there like, yeah. Man, but you the marathon movies, y'all do it now. Man, I ain't gonna be on there all day talking about no personal development. I know. But here's my question. And still, I'm not Miss Fredericks and Mr. Loud. They got me. They put me on the spot. And I don't know if Miss Dyer got them to do that. She might have set it up. Because she called me to myself. Two of the trainers want to talk to you about something. Me? The Forex train? Yeah, they want to talk to you about something. Okay. And Fredericks. Well, we just thought if we're going to be on your training every morning, which we like, we just thought that you need to be learning how to trade and be on our trading platform every morning. Oh, really? Miss Fredericks. That's not your name. You got a new name now. What's my name? Miss Fredericks, right? She owning it. Oh, that's right. Okay, the regulator. Yeah, she doggone she doggone laid down the law. And Mr. Lau was like, what she said. So, what I thought about this morning as I was watching Miss Graham and watching the charts and everything, I was thinking, all right, somebody answer this in the chat. That's why I wish I could turn the microphone on. If you're a super great athlete in professional sports, and I don't know if baseball, I'm sure baseball does it too. I don't know. But if I'm thinking about football and basketball mainly, what do the great athletes do that's non-physical? Meaning, I'm not talking about lifting weights. I'm not talking about working out. I'm talking about hitting. There you go, Mr. Lee. They watch film religiously. They watch film religiously till they know. Like Ray Lewis and what was the safety for them? It's a video out on YouTube. I'm gonna share that video in the private page too, with them, Ed Reed, with them watching video, and how Ray says it just becomes natural once you like. I hate to use this example, but I'm gonna go ahead and use it. Sunday, our safety, Mr. Bates, jumped the route, did a Deion Sanders, was so sweet, and ran back 90-some yards. He saw that on the film. He saw that quarterback throws that way. He knew it. He knew it because he had watched it long enough and over and over and over and studied that guy. What's his name? Park Carr. And when he threw it, he jumped the route. You know why he jumped it? Because he's seen it a million times. He's like, I know this is about to happen. And so I was thinking about the trading, and I said, I got to watch this stuff over and over. Now, I got to learn to love it too, because if I don't love it, it's going to be hard for me to watch it. And right now, I'm not in love with it. I'm just not. But that's his name, Parker. But when you're in love with it, you're going to watch it and watch. That's what made Ray and Ed Reed so great, man. They learned to. Now, also, check this out. I was watching the Mike Vick story, and Coach was talking to him in an interview. He said, Mike, let me ask you a question. This is after Mike got out. He said, all them DVDs we gave you to study film, he said they was in the trunk of the car. He said, the coach said, I could have put $1 million in one of them. Vic said that $1 million would be still sitting in there. He said, I ain't watched no film. I just threw it. I was running off natural. If Michael Vick had been studying film over and over and over, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, Michael Vick might have been one of the, if not the greatest. He had the best arm. He had the speed. Couldn't nobody tackle him. Michael Vick watched no film. He started watching it when he got out and went to the Philadelphia Eagles. And you saw him still balling out. He talked about that. He said, if I had watched half the film like I'm watching now with Atlanta, he was just running off natural talent, man. And that show you he had natural talent. He had everything. But he didn't study film. He didn't watch videos. He didn't do any of that. He just went out there and played. That's what made him the human highlight. But still, if he had studied and knew. So my thing was, when I was seeing, I said, I got to do that. Now, again, y'all got to give me a little grace here. But the deal is this. As long as you keep doing it and doing it and doing it, you can't help but win. Eventually, you're going to know those charts. Like I did ask Ms. Dyer that. I said, can you learn this and so you can almost understand where it's going? I don't know. She said you could. So I'm basing it on that, to where if you can learn it to a point where you know the next move is about to happen, or you know what you should be doing just by you've watched those charts so many times, you've listened to the training so many times, that the only way you can't win is that you don't do those. And I'm assuming most people don't do that. And that's just how people are in the world. The 95%ers don't do that. 5%ers do. But the 95%ers are like, man, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to keep watching that stuff. I'm not going to. That's too boring. In my mind right now, it is boring. But eventually, I'm going to have to make it a love for me, which will come in time. So I'm telling y'all, I'm going to stick it out and keep doing it. But my growth might be a little bit slower than most people, because that's watching that, man, is like now to me now it is. It's like watching paint dry for a minute. But I'm watching it. Like this morning, I'm looking at it. I'm like, she was talking, I'm like, some of the things I did get, like on your mark. Know what on your mark means? Wait. That's what Miss Graham said. Wait. Right? In the chat, you got to hear somebody. Turn the mic on. Turn your mic on. Just know it's money. What do you mean? I don't know. Turn your mic on, Miss Dyer. Let me hear you. I can't hear the chat. I can't. And then you know what? The worst communication in the world is text. That right there. You can get in trouble with that. I text people, and is one word could be off, 2 words could be off, and you done said something totally different. And not only that, the words don't have to be off. It's how you said it, and they didn't hear your volume and how you said it. They heard something else. They didn't hear you laughing, and you didn't put the laughing emoji. Oh, man. It's money on the chart. No, it's a vehicle to the bank. Okay. When I finally put in a trade, I won't be bored anymore at all. Okay. I'm going to hold you to that, Miss Davis. Okay. Let me see what else. I want to make sure I got all that out. All right, so let's talk about today. Remember, I want y'all to open the mic, but put it in the chat. Who is a subconscious best friend? Who is the subconscious mind best friend? if you use the same platform, you can't go live at random times. See, I know. I got inferior product here. I've worked with inferior products before. They ain't gonna stop me now. They ain't gonna stop me. I know I see people try to do that, but it ain't gonna stop me. Your times have to be set. Okay. Mr. Tate, that's not the answer I'm looking for. I'm always getting thrown inferior product and I still win. So the unconscious. No, I can't believe this. I just went over this the other day and I talked about it in detail. Who is the subconscious mind best friend? We are. No, that's not the word I used. Always the triumphant Tony. Theta. No. See, a real teacher will have y'all stay after class because this right here is, I just knew everybody knew this. Come on, man. I just put it on my Facebook page this morning too. I'm like, the subconscious mind best friend is the body. When you tell the subconscious mind, I'm the greatest thing in the world, it runs to the body and tell the body, hey, we the greatest thing in the world. And the body say, we are? Okay, let's act like we the greatest thing in the world. The subconscious mind will believe anything you tell it. If you tell it a bold-faced lie, and it's going to believe it, and it's going to run to the body, that's what we are. Just like when you tell the mind, you tell the subconscious mind, oh, I'm sick, I'm broke. It run right to the body. Hey, we sick, we broke. The body says, we are? Subconscious mind says, yep, that's what we are. So then the body start acting like that. Start acting sick, start acting broke. Because we say it all the time, and the subconscious mind grabs it and run right. They the best friends. You can't tell the subconscious mind, you got a best friend you tell everything to. You can't tell the subconscious mind anything that he ain't gonna run to the body and tell them, because they like this. The subconscious mind might even tell you he ain't gonna say nothing, but he gonna run. That's his best friend. Best friend. Oh, I say I'm a profitable trader, Mr. Rye. I say that in my affirmations. Let me tell you. But I'm just being real with y'all, let y'all know I'm realizing that. But let me tell you what I say. Hold on. Because I got it in my notes. I say all of them. This is what I say. I'm a BYOB master trader. I'm the signal. Matter of fact, I'm getting a t-shirt made for me that says I'm the signal. Because I want people to ask me, what's the signal? All my trades end in profits. I'm an educated trader. I'm a profitable trader. I got this from Marvin. I'm 777. Every time I do this, I say the same thing, even though I done said it enough. That shows you how you get caught up in words and letters. But I am 777. I'm anointed for wealth. I'm a billionaire. Positive mind, positive vibes, positive life. But that ain't the only thing I say every day. It's other things. Like I read some of the other stuff to you all. I'm persistent. I stay focused on the mission at hand. I love getting up early and find a second win when I stay up late. Are those Miss Graham affirmations? Okay. Miss Graham. What does Miss Graham say? See, that's another thing. When you studying and watching film and learning everything, you'll be able to quote every trainer. You almost can start talking like that. I hadn't got Miss Graham's voice down pat yet, but I practice sometimes. But if you watch it enough, everybody You'll know their sayings, you'll know their slogans, you'll know whatever they say. Like Miss Fredericks, she's going back to Aretha Franklin. Respect. I got to get a new updated respect or something. No, I'm joking, but she goes back to RSPECT. I like Aretha. But I'm not dissuaded or persuaded to quit. I'm stubborn in my pursuits, dogmatic in my approach, and consistent in my money-making actions. Autonomy drives me, and the promise of my inheritance fuels me. I make my thoughts, feelings, and actions submit to me. Every day I persevere and resist the pull to stay complacent. When there isn't a way, I make one. I'm always on point, forever in control. I make it happen every day. And the thing about it, you can get discouraged because it's not an overnight success, with affirmations. You can say them for a year sometimes and it's not, you don't see the results. But why should you stop saying good stuff and go back to the regular stuff you've been saying? Because you don't see results. So it's good to go back to the bad stuff. See, once you start saying this stuff, we got to keep saying it. Keep saying it. Keep saying it. Think about, you said, how do you control the subconscious? How do you control the subconscious mind? You control it by the words you say to it. You give the subconscious mind what you want. Whatever you say to it, that's controlling it. Whatever you say to that, whatever you say every day that comes out your mouth, you directing the subconscious mind to run to the body. That's why we got to stop saying I'm broke. Just say your money circulating. Because that's what money does anyway. It circulates out of your hand to somebody. My money circulating, it's coming back around, but I'm doing something else until that happens. Man, you don't have the money, you broke. No, I ain't broke. My money's circulating. It's coming back around. Watch how you catch yourself saying that. Not that, but the other BROKE. See, you need to think about that, like today or whenever. You got to, and I'm not saying everybody's going to be perfect because, I've been doing it for years and not perfect, but I think I'm more on point than a lot of people. And I think that I do more personal development training than I watch BS. I really wanted to say the other word, but I'm not. I mean the full word, because sometimes the full word really gives you that impact. But I'm not. But it's a lot of people watching that BS out here. Just think about how much you watch of that, and then how much you feed your mind personal development. Think about how much news you watch, how much you feed your mind. My sister called me there asking me about something and said, "You don't know about that?" I said, "No, what you talking about? They robbing I don't even use it. I don't. What's the company that everybody orders from? I don't think I ever ordered from it. Amazon, yeah. They robbing Amazon trucks. They robbing the Prime trucks. It was on national news in Atlanta. The young lady was saying, "Why y'all robbing me?" I don't know that. Here's a question. Do I need to know that so I can be more scary? Or is this a word? Scared-er? I don't know if that's a word, but that's the point. Do you want me to be more scared-er so I can just keep watching all this stuff? She was listening. All this stuff happening in Atlanta. That's too proper, Miss Fredericks. More afraid. You want me to be more afraid? I'm trying to go a little bit deeper into the hood with this conversation. Skitterer? You want me to be more scatterer? You know about, but I can't. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. If you were to call me and say, I got a guy here that's gonna give out $1 million if you can tell me to anchor people in Atlanta news. Couldn't get it. I got a guy that'll give you $1 million if you can tell them the channels, the local channels in Atlanta. Only thing I remember is WSB when I was watching it. I don't even know what the other channels were. I remember WSB because I think Monica Kaufman was on there. And back in the day, I used to watch Monica Kaufman. But when I started changing my mindset, I don't even know the channels. I know that sounds crazy. Y'all like, something wrong with him. No, it might be something right with me by doing that. Might be something wrong with everybody else that's doing all that. Well, I mean, I don't know what we can do when I know that's pissing some of y'all off. I know y'all, man, I'm gonna watch the news. I gotta watch the news. I gotta know what's going on. Well, I don't know by us knowing what's going on, we're gonna be able to change anything. Now, if the world coming to an end, I'm sure somebody gonna knock on my door. Hey, Tony, world coming to the end. What we gonna do? I'm gonna say the world coming to the end. Yeah, they just announced it. Anything else? Even sports. I don't watch. I mean, I watch sometime, but not all the time. I just watched it yesterday because they playing that old trash team called the Aints. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need that. All right, let's get to what we hear. These are things that successful people do and believe. Successful people believe these things. All right. And check this out. This is notes. I don't know if you can see this. I've had these notes for years in this book, and I'm gonna go back to see what year this was. 2009 daily. This is a daily reminder book, but a lot of times I would write in the daily reminder my notes too, because I know I'm gonna be checking it. So this was 2010. All right. Okay. Successful people, they believe they can always grow, improve, and get better. They believe it. That's why they always learn it, because they have a growth mindset. It's a thing called growth mindset, which means that you can keep growing. If you got a fixed mindset, your fixed mindset says, why do I need to read? Why I need to do? I ain't nothing gonna happen anyway. I didn't got my degree. I didn't graduate. Me keep reading that stuff. Ain't nothing gonna happen. I ain't gonna change. That's a fixed mindset. Wealthy people, successful people don't think like that. They have a growth mindset. They always believe that it's something else I can learn. I can always be growing. I can always hear new stuff. I can always feed my mind stuff. That's a growth mindset. And successful people are always looking for that. They never feel like they got it. They never feel like I don't need that. They never feel like that. They always are thinking, growing, changing, getting new information all the time. It's their life. It's their life. A lot of the non-successful people, they don't think that at all. They just, hey, and a lot of us are hanging around them people, and you got to think about it. If you hanging around them, you one of them. If you're the only one in your group reading books, you still one of them. If your group ain't mentioning new books and have you read this, or if they're not sending you articles. I like when guys send me articles because I turn around and hit them back with one. You know what I'm saying? But just to think to send me one and they want to read it, and I know they're gonna read it. I'm talking about articles on personal development, mindset, success stories, people who have grown, people who have made a comeback from being down, all that stuff. All of it. So they believe they can always grow, improve, and get better. And they got the growth mindset. They're always looking for stuff to make them a better person. Always. You have athletes like that are athletes that are good. They always looking for better improvement. If you and maybe one day we'll read that the book Relentless is by Tim Grover, and Tim Grover was Michael Jordan's trainer. Tim Grover said the way he became Michael Jordan's trainer was that he sent a letter to all the Chicago Bulls to let them know that he could train and he'll teach you how to get better. He sent a letter to everybody except Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan saw the letter in somebody else's box that was in the training room. He pulled a letter out and told his people to call the guy. Nobody else that he sent the letter to, the 95%ers, didn't even call the trainer. But Jordan, who was already better than anybody there, called the trainer, had his people call the trainer, interview the trainer, and had that guy come by his house. And that dude was a trainer for Jordan for 15 years. Jordan didn't want nobody else. It wasn't like he didn't want nobody else to train him, but he said, "You training me." Now, all those guys got that same letter. All of them. But I'm sure they thinking, man, I'm in the NBA. I'm getting paid. Jordan was thinking, hold on. This guy said he can do this. Why do 5%ers think that way? And 95%ers think, I don't need all that. I don't need to hear that. I don't need. Jordan finally, after 15 years, said, you could train a few more people. He paid him so well that he didn't have to, but Jordan mentioned, and Jordan had him train Kobe, D-Wade. You can name some more. The stories in that book is awesome. But the 5%er or the 1%er wanted to get better. Everybody else was good. Number two, successful people, they believe it's a lot of money out here in the world that they can go get. They don't believe there's any shortage of money. They believe that if you can create all kind of money out of the air, that it's not a shortage of money, even in a recession. Some people win more in a recession. The 95%ers, they go with the recession. But some people win more because they believe it and they just keep going for it. I'm getting that. Yep. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. The will to win is greater than the will to be mediocre. Yep. That's coming right up in these notes here. Number three, they believe it is possible for them to achieve whatever they set their mind on. They believe that. Whatever they set their mind on, they believe it. And belief is the key. And like I said to you all, being all transparent, I'm getting there to believe it, but I'm getting there. To be transparent, I can't say I'm there. Now I speak that. I'm just being transparent with y'all. I speak it every day but I think that's one of the challenges that Deion Sanders had, what I'm saying? Because he's always speaking winning. He's always speaking, he speaks it all the time, even though he had to know in the back of his mind he wasn't going to turn around that team in no 1 year, but he kept speaking it. Now, and that's why people using it against him, because he kept saying, I came here to win. I'm going to win right now. I'm going to win right now. I mean, his first year at Jackson State, he didn't win. That was that spring season. I think he won 3 3 out of 4 games. And he told them that spring season, if you're going to beat me, you better beat me now. Because next year, you ain't going to beat me. And the next year, Jackson State, he went 12-0. The next year, he went 12-0. Beat the brakes off Florida A&M both times. As soon as he left, y'all won. That was like, thank God. Prime gone. Oh, my God. Maybe we can win again. He had took all y'all confidence. Snatched it. He beat y'all twice, man. I was at the games. The first one was 6-0, I think, and the second one was 7-6 the first year. But the next year we blew y'all out. You remember that? It was 50-60. Marvin remember it. Don't act like you don't forget that, Mr. Rod. Don't do that. Don't do that. We beat y'all 56-6 or something like that. Don't do that. Don't put it in the chat. Let them know that you know that, man. Don't on the higher heels of FAMU, whatever you call it. 56-7. There you go. We whooped y'all so bad, man. It was embarrassing, man. I think we played the 4th string quarterback, and Shador went up in the stands to sit with his family. Sit up there with his mother, at the second half. The second half, he took off his jersey. He went up there to sit with his mom and eat some popcorn. So when Prime left, y'all was like, woo! Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This year, y'all got us. Y'all was like, get that man out of here. Y'all call Colorado. Hey, man, come get that. Come get that. But my point is, he's so confident and believing in himself that he kept saying that, even though, what Power 5 school you think a new coach can come in and flip it like that? He really should have won 5 games when he's up 29-0 and lost that. That was worse than the Falcons. But he still won 3 games more than last year. And but people are hating on him because he kept saying we were gonna win. And that's that's right. Largest economic empowerment movement in the history of the world. Yeah. I keep saying it. But again, if you saying that stuff, you better be prepared. And I think he's prepared because he dealt with so many people all his life, criticizing him because he's always been a winner. So that stuff don't really bother him. Maybe like somebody who really believed that he could turn that around with that offensive line and defensive line he had. Some people really believe what Prime was saying. When I looked at the schedule, I figured he after that 4th game, he wasn't going to win anymore, or the 5th game. I thought he had a chance winning those 5. But after that, that's just, reality. But people gonna say, well, I ain't reality. You can speak it until you can speak it. But remember, I said it ain't no overnight success. It still can happen, which I believe is gonna happen for him next year. Because he did the same thing at Jackson State. Now he can go get his real players. He'd go recruit his real folks, and so he can do it. All right, number 4. How do you do one? The way successful people believe this. The way you do one thing is how you do everything. The way you do one thing is how you do everything. The way you do one thing is how you do everything. Think about something that you do that you feel you need to improve on. And if you can name that, then a lot of times you can go back and think. Ms. Dyer says that all the time. What? The way you do one thing is the way you do everything? Yeah, I wish you could turn on the mic and talk to me about that. Turn your mic on. I'm going to start calling some of y'all out. Like Miss Graham said, y'all turn that mic on and start talking. They just believe how you do everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. All right. Next one. They believe that greatness is a habit. Stun is a habit. I digress. Couldn't help. They used a quote by Will Durant that says, I can't understand on writing. We are what we repeatedly do. My version, we are what we keep doing. We are what we repeatedly do. Over and over and over. So think about how many years and how many people you're around that have just casually thrown out, I'm broke. Just casually thrown that out. The people you know in your household, people you know in your zip code, you and everybody else. Just casually throw it out. Think about how many times the subconscious went to the body and said, we broke. And the body says, we broke? Yeah. And the body started acting like we broke. See, the key is, if you don't believe that, it'll never change. If you don't, so some people, the barbershop talk, you sit in the barbershop with dudes who ain't read a book since Ronald Reagan was in office, and they'll say, oh, no, that ain't how it worked. Man, I ain't got to do all that. That's barbershop talk. And most of them, as my grandmother would say, ain't got a pot and a window to throw it out. There's a lot of them on social media too. It's a lot of them out here that people listen to because they have the little image. They might have the like. They figured out how to get the likes. They figured out how to make, their Instagram page seem bigger than what it is. You can peep those Instagram pages if you look and really check them out, like some people say. A lot of them guys be buying the likes. You can look at the likes and see if it says that, or even buying the followers. You look at some of their followers and say 70, 80, 100,000 followers, and you see no comments in the comments. There's no way possible you're gonna have 70, 80,000 followers with no comments. You might see a bunch of likes. You can buy that. But the average person don't look at that. They look at, man, he got 80,000 followers. And then they know how to, make the pictures look good. My partner was giving an analogy yesterday on, he has a lawn care business. And he said that he got about 8 workers that they was in his yard cutting trees, digging and all this. And he saw one of the brothers that was doing it on his arm had a Rolex on. And he said, he's thinking, why are you out here with the Rolex on? He says, 2 things I'm thinking. It's fake or he's stupid. So he walked up to him and asked him, is that a Rolex? A real? Yeah. He said, can I see it? When you take off a fake Rolex, you're going to feel the weight. The weight is nothing compared to what a real Rolex looks. Now, what he said was these fake Rolexes now are almost looking like the original, and they almost work in that way. Even the tick that they have on the originals, they got that now on the fake. But you can't, by holding it, you can really tell it's fake. And he said in his comment, that what I just said would preach. And I know what he meant. There's a lot of counterfeiters out here on Instagram and Facebook that look real. They really look real. They're young. They know how to promote. They know how to get them likes and follow. They know how to do all of that. But if you sit down and have a conversation with them, if I sit down with them and have a conversation and talk, I know they fake. It don't take long to know that. But people ain't looking at that now. The counterfeiters are out here profiting. The counterfeiters are out here making money. They're making it look good, like they doing something. There's no substance. But you ain't nobody checking them. They just think. They just think it's real. Until they get busted and somebody busted, like, oh man. But then you go move on to the next counterfeiter. Because we're in a world now that if it looks close enough, we ain't doing no research to really find out. We're not doing no research to really find out. I know some guys that I had lunch with maybe about 2 months ago. And these dudes were young guys who really kind of supposed to be making it happen. And I looked at their stuff on social media. And it looked real good. And I really thought that they was doing it until I had lunch with them. And we sat down and have a conversation. I was asking them questions without them knowing the questions I was asking. And they were answering, and it said to me, that ain't, I didn't say nothing to them when I got up and I left. But when I left, me and my partner was walking to the car, and he was like, you peeped them. I said, yeah, you can. I didn't say nothing to them. They left feeling like, yeah. But me peeping them and knowing they have no substance and they don't know what they're talking about. They ain't even lived 2% of what I lived. But if the world believes that, what Tony talking about? And what's amazing is these guys, it's kind of like you hear hip hop artists talk about, and I guess it's just the world we in, and it's always been that way, I guess. I don't know. But I'm sitting there. These guys know me. They know the people I've trained on. They never asked me one question about, give me 5 things that I can learn from. Oh, no, they know everything. They know it all. Until it happened to them, and they could have prevented it, but they didn't ask those questions. Nobody's doing that now. Everybody's just on the image, on the look, on the counterfeit. Sometimes you can just do 2 or 3 checks, because the world is, especially our community, is small. You can do 2 or 3 checks and you'll find out these people ain't not legit. But I don't know if people really want to know if you're legit or not. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Another one. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. I'm gonna stop. I'm gone too long. We can talk about this. My rant kind of threw it off. We can talk about this later on today. I've been saying that, but we're gonna talk about it later on today. All right. Somebody closes out in the chat. Come on. Yeah, that's all she wrote. Y'all keep going. Somebody fill in the rest. The pen and the pencil broke. And thank you also, Ms. Mullins, for staying on. Thank you. You're a little late there, Ms. Fredericks. Thank you, sir. Mr. Lee and Ms. Sampson. All right. Bye-bye.